here for training camp and sort of everything getting real now as we're roughly a month out?
Yeah, it's real. It's here. Training camp has officially started, but the city of San Antonio has been amazing. Great food, great people, great environment. I mean, it's kind of awesome that the entire city can accommodate our whole league, and I think it's a win-win for both the city and the Alliance to be able to come together, have our entire training camp right here in the city of San Antonio. I'm super excited, and then the Spurs are playing good basketball right now, so I'm super excited to be here.
Egg, do you need me to move? No, you're good. Oh, okay. So then, going beyond it, what is your role with the Alliance, and how did you get started to get involved in this league?
Well, I'm the head of player development, just working with the players. You know, I played 14 years in the league, and so I know what these players need both on and off the field. You know, my whole thing is on the field. We want to protect our players, of course. We want them to one day fulfill their dreams of one day making it to the NFL. So being a part of a developmental league for our players is super, I'm honored to be a part of that. But as far as off the field, you know, I want to help these players make that transition when football is all said and done. So we got certain programs set up, which is headed by Troy Polamalu, my former teammate, because we want to make sure these players are given that opportunity to one day fulfill their dreams of making the NFL, but also we want to make sure that we take care of our players when football is all said and done. So we want to make sure that they go out in the work environment and kind of push them and lead them down the right avenue, I guess, for making that life after football. So I'm super excited to be a part of it.
So someone calls you up and says, hey, I got this new football league, and you've obviously heard of other football leagues that have come in the past. What was it about this league that you said, you know what, I'm in, I like everything that I'm hearing?
Opportunity. You know, it's an opportunity for players to kind of revive their careers, start their NFL careers. It's an opportunity for coaches to kind of get back into helping young men achieve their goals, and not only kind of just achieve their goals of making it, but just, you know, helping young men in life, with life situation. But I think the aspect of fans want more football. We're able to give them that opportunity once we start a week after Super Bowl. Fans don't have to wait for an entire season coming up. I can't wait to training camp. Well, we're giving them that spring football, and I just think the 8 teams that we have in our league, 8 great cities who are dying to have a football team in their city. So I'm super excited. I think San Antonio, the Commanders, are going to do great things this season. I know Mike Riley, who lives here in San Antonio, he knows a lot about the city. We couldn't find a better perfect fit than having Coach Riley be a part of the San Antonio Commanders.
Now, in your experience as a player, did you know a slew of other players who were maybe good enough to have their chance in the NFL, and it's just something that sometimes I guess you have like one crack at it, and if you miss that window, it just...
And that's the key. I mean, you know, especially with training camp, let's be honest, 4 preseason games, which really is basically 3 preseason games, because the 3rd preseason game, the teams are getting ready, prepared to get ready for the regular season.
Yeah.
So there's just not enough time for guys and players to really showcase their talents and what they can, you know, showcase a league that they can play at the next level. So I just think a league like ours, a developmental league, you kind of get live game action. You know, again, you're being coached by real guys who had success in the NFL, who's won national championships in college. You couldn't ask for a better opportunity than that. And I wish we had a league while I was playing like this, because I've seen so many great players kind of miss their opportunity based on either getting injured early in training camp or just being cut based on how much they paying this veteran here or this veteran. It's just a numbers game after that, and then they're kind of left out to dry. So having our league been a developmental league, who basically being a complementary league to the NFL, is just a larger pool that the NFL can go and evaluate talent and say, hey, I like this kid, I think this kid can play, so let's put him out of our league. So to be a part of that and to help these guys one day fulfill their dreams, that's what it's all about for me, and that's the reason why I wanted to be a part of the Alliance League.
And you mentioned the complementary aspects. How much from an NFL perspective are executives wanting a league like this?
I think they all want it. I think the way the G League is to the NBA, we don't have anything like this. And I think You know, nothing against CFL and all that, but it's a completely different game. You know, for guys who want to live out their dreams, why not be a part of our league, learn from coaches who actually been in the NFL and run a real style of NFL schemes, offensively, defensively, special teams. That's how easier it is to be evaluated by NFL scouts and stuff by playing the game that you're going to one day eventually get to, hopefully, to play the same. So I think being a part of this, being a complimentary league, it's a win-win for everyone. And I think for the NFL, having a pool, a different pool, a whole league that they can pull talent from is only going to help increase the performance at the next level for the league.
Yeah, and one of my last questions is that I've heard from a lot of people, and even just friends, when I tell them about the Alliance Football League, how come the CFL isn't a complementary aspect of the NFL?
The CFL is a completely different ball game. You have another player, the field is longer, 3 downs, so it's really hard to evaluate talent when they're playing a completely different style of, offensive, defensive style. So I just think having a league that's very complementary to the NFL, having the great football minds that we have within our league, guys who've been there, who have the pedigree, who has the resume, who has the championships. I mean, that's what it's all about. If I'm a player who's on the verge of getting cut or trying to make a team, I want to be a part of the Alliance. I want to showcase all my talents and show them that I can play at the next level and be coached by guys who've done it. So that's what I love about our league.
And then finally, just if we were to go, and it's funny because in my personal life I hate these questions, but with a new league, if we were to go 5 years down the road and say where this league is at, what are just some of the goals that you have in your mind of like, I would really like to see this progress in the early runnings of this league?
Well, it's all about diversity. You know, our league is full of diversity. We have African-American head coaches, we have female coaches, and I love me being of mixed race. I love the diversity. I love to be in it. So, you know, my big goal is to one day see if we can help African-American coaches get a head coaching job at the next level, if we can get a female coach to one day have our own room, become an offensive coordinator somewhere in the league, if we can provide that for our coaches and help players make it to the next level, I think that's my big picture, that's my vision that I see this league becoming within the next 5 years.